All right, guys. Happy Saturday night. Happy St. Joseph's Day for all you Joes out there. I'm one of them. We're going to be going over our Scream 5 or Scream, if you want to just call it Scream, because that's what it's called. Spoiler review and discussion right after this. All right. I'm actually in the process of getting that thing tweaked, the volume. I reached out to the guy that did it for me, and he said he's going to work on it soon. So he said it shouldn't be a problem because I got to make it louder.
Was I supposed to hear something? I didn't really hear anything.
Yeah, I know. He's going to tweak the volume, make it a little louder.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we were supposed to go on at 7:30 live, but I figured let's just get into it. All right. I'll put in the comments, just in case anybody comes in live. Let's get into it. Look, Scream 5, right? What'd you feel?
Hey,
how did it make you feel?
I thought it was okay. It had all the elements of of a Scream movie. Yeah. I was into it when it first started. I said, "Oh yeah, this looks like it's going to be good." Mm-hmm. As it went on, like I said, the killings, everything was brutal, which I thought that was awesome. That part of it was great.
Yeah, you and I talked about it right after you seen it for the first time, and we both agreed right there. And then the killings in this one were great.
Yeah,
they were really good.
I mean, was it enough to make it a great movie? I don't know about that, but it wasn't terrible. I didn't hate it. Mm-hmm. And like I said, bringing the nostalgia, bringing the older characters back, that was cool too. I like that. And the tribute obviously to Wes Craven, that was cool too.
Yeah. No, it definitely needed it. No, I agree. So I haven't seen the legacy characters return. I mean, they've returned pretty much in every single film. I get it. Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked to have seen a little more of Neve Campbell in this one.
Yeah, she was surprisingly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand why, but I agree, and I think a lot of people. I think that was the one biggest complaint was that we didn't get enough of Neve Campbell. We didn't get enough of Sidney.
Yeah.
But you had said that you said it was predictable, and I went back and I watched it. I told you I rewatched it for a second time. Because I wanted to see if there was any clues that I missed.
It was just the fact of the way Amber was being protective of Tara, and she was like, in the hospital, and that right away I just said, "Oh, she's definitely the killer." I just right away, I said she's the killer.
I might have thought that when we first seen and we were first introduced to Amber, but there were things that, and intentionally so, there were other characters that were made to look or be suspicious. That's why I was like, "Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not as cut and dry as whatever."
And I get that too. Yeah, I agree.
So, James, I know you said it makes you want to. If anything, this made you want to rewatch the others. Loosely now, because I know it's been a while since you've seen the others. We can all probably agree. I think we can all agree that Scream 1 is the best.
Yeah.
Where would you say this ranks as far as the 5? We don't have to rank all of them. I'm just saying in general. Where would you put 5?
Let's see. I'll say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think 5 was better than 4.
Okay.
So I'd say 1, 2, 3, 5, and then 4. Like that.
Okay. All right. I got you. All right, Kitty, you want to go next? Ladies second. So what did you think of this film? And really quick, here he is, as always. I appreciate it. Mr. E's in the house.
Mr. E.
What's up, Mr. E? How you doing?
How about I go last?
You want me to go? Okay, I'll go next. I think the best way to sum this up, I feel this movie is almost like a New Nightmare from Nightmare on Elm Street. And the way New Nightmare brought back the franchise, the way it introduced a really good story to tell. Like yes, it was predictable. Yes, it was just like every other Scream film.
Yeah.
But I liked it in so where it was a little inventive for me, at least. I'm not saying it was for everybody. Right. Clearly, James, you didn't think it was that great. But no. I liked how it made fun of or it spoke about how other franchises were either just, in the eyes of the fans, obviously, for the most part, how other franchises were disrespected by bringing back legacy characters, not doing anything with them, or, and just telling a completely different story from what the originals came from. And I had said, being a huge Star Wars fan, one of the things that resonated with me in this one was the fact that Rian Johnson specifically was mentioned, and the whole thing, the whole controversy between Last Jedi and how fans were divisive, and how the Stab movies, after, what did they say? After what was it, 6 that was started with time travel?
Oh, wait, you're talking about Stab or no?
Yeah, Stab. What was it? Stab 6 that started with time travel?
I thought it was Stab 8. Huh?
No, Stab 8 was just, maybe it was. I thought Stab 6 started with time travel, but how the Stabs after 5 just got out of hand. And then by the 8th one, the one that they're up to, the guy's got a flamethrower. He looks nothing like him. So I liked that element of it, and I'm not saying I loved every character, and there's always going to be, and we talked about this too, there's always that, the way the character looks when in the Ghostface costume versus what they look like in real life.
Right.
There's no way this 5 foot whatever girl, played by Mikey Madison, Amber, is doing some of the killings that I think she was supposed to be in the costume, because I don't think Richie was there, or honestly,
the whole time.
They don't really they don't really do a good job of telling you which one is which, and that's obviously purposeful or done on purpose because Richie is a bigger guy. But if we're meant to believe that Amber's the one that, spoiler alert, killed Dewey. I mean, she fucking lifted him off the ground.
I know. That was ridiculous. Yeah.
So, but I did like some of the characters. I liked obviously the nod to Wes Craven, with the character in Wes Hicks killed off, and they had signs everywhere for Wes. Yeah. Obviously a nod to Wes Craven. I did like the sheriff more in this one than I did in part 4. But in part 4, I think she was meant to be a suspect, or you're meant to think that she was suspicious.
Right. Yeah.
So I can understand why I like her a little bit better in this one. The one thing I did have a problem with was the tie into Billy Loomis. And not that Billy Loomis was the illegitimate father, or she was the illegitimate daughter of Billy Loomis. I didn't need the ghost scenes. I didn't need psychotic. The psychotic. Yeah. Although I didn't mind it.
Yeah, we didn't need to see him. Yeah, when I watched it the second time, I agree with you. I said, you know what? Joe was right. We don't really need to see him.
Or maybe once or twice, not like how he assisted her in finding the knife to help her out in the end. Yeah, like she's looking in the mirror and he's looking down and she goes, "Oh, there it is under the curtain."
Yeah.
I don't mind the plot line between, with her being Billy Loomis's daughter.
Right.
I kind of like that. The other things I felt were a little forced. The one guy, the creepy guy that got stabbed and killed.
Yeah.
In the parking lot, he's Stu's nephew. I didn't need everybody to be related to each other, but I think again that was done on purpose because how other franchises, Star Wars included, is heavily on lineage instead of just a character being a character.
I like when they called him uglier Michael Myers.
Uglier Michael Myers, yeah. That was great. I do like they brought back Randy's sister in this one.
That was cool.
And I did like the twins. I like the fact that when and you said her name was Mindy.
Yeah.
I like that Mindy reenacted almost scene for frame for frame Randy's death or Randy's not Randy's death. Cool. Randy didn't die there. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself.
Yeah.
I like when she was on the couch watching and she knew to turn around because Randy didn't. I did like that. There was a lot of things I did appreciate. I did. And the main thing was how it didn't take itself as serious, but it still worked for me. It really did.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm like that annoying itch that never goes away. I don't want you to go away. I don't think you're annoying. And hey, if at least somebody's watching, right? And this movie is okay in my opinion. Yeah. Again, it's not for everybody. James wasn't really crazy about it. I think that they did the same thing in Black Widow with Taskmaster, reminding me of that. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I wasn't crazy about it, but I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay.
I think if I had to do because I just recently rewatched them, I think I put it in front of 3. I do. I think I like it a little bit more than 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I like number 2 a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right? And that's more nostalgia than anything. I'm not saying number 2 story was the best, but I'll put 1 and 2 in front, and then I'll do 5, 3, and then 4.
Okay.
4 was all right, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I'm also, I don't know. There was several things about him before. But again, this is not about ranking the films. I really just want to talk about 5. I do like that Dewey literally said it in the very beginning of the film. That it's got to be the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Loved it.
You gave it away. Yeah.
Yeah. But there were so many things that Jack Quaid as Richie made you believe that maybe it's not,
Mm-hmm.
And and just like every other Scream movie, that's what it's meant to do. You're meant to suspect something. I suspected Amber, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, but somebody's taking a video of her. And, oh, what about this? What about that? Is it Chad? Chad's got the bruises on his arms. Is it one of the twins? Is it Chad?
Yeah.
Is it that girl? I'm pretty sure, Liv. Is it Liv? Because everybody, Mindy's like, can't be Liv. She's too boring. It's like, well, maybe it's got to be Liv now. So I do like the fact that it did make me think for the most part until the very end. So to me, it wasn't as predictable as James for you, but James, you figured it out. So, I mean, I can send you a prize. It'll take a little bit, but I'm just trying to think if I, oh, and one other thing I did enjoy. It differentiated itself between as it called, the elevated horror films like The Witch and Babadook. And what was the other one to mention? Hereditary. Movies like that make you think, and it's not like a slasher. It's not like, just cut them up and whatever. It's as they said in this film, an elevated horror. I do like the fact that was mentioned in the very beginning of the film. I like that. She's like, oh, I like this. Tara's like, I like these types of films. I'm not into slasher films. So that's why she never really seen stab movies.
Right.
But Kitty.
Go. I liked the movie. I was a big fan. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I liked it. Scream is one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
So coming off of that, this movie hit a lot of nostalgia points for me. Mm-hmm. It kind of mirrored that movie for me on the lineage side. Mm-hmm. So I like that you're seeing kind of like the same group of people in their relatives, but they're not repeating the same mistakes.
True.
So I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. And to me, I was always guessing, who was it? Who is it the whole entire time. And every time I thought I figured it out, it just something curveball, or I'm like, nope, that's not it. So I really like that kind of element of surprise towards the end where, they're just like, are they really killing people for this stupid freaking reason?
Exactly.
Absolute asinine reason. And I'm just like, wow, okay. That like really tripped me up. Like, I thought that was just really, really, really good. Like, they're doing it for the franchise, mm-hmm. They're that into that franchise. And I thought that was really, really clever. It was tied in to the movie, the movie within the movie. It was kind of like an Inception feel. So
a little bit, yeah, I see that.
So I actually really did enjoy the movie for what it was. Like, it was elevated for its time for what it was back then. And the fact that they had tied Wes Craven into it, it was also really good. So for me, I really did enjoy the movie. I thought it was really good. I would place it right after the second one. Like, it's like same thing. It's the first and second will always have nostalgia feelings for me. Nothing will ever beat the first one.
Yeah, the first one's the best one. Yeah,
and the second one for me has that a little bit of nostalgia feeling. I like it. So this one just sweet spots right in there for me.
Yeah, I agree. Really good. That's exactly where I put it. And piggyback off of what James said really quick about the killings. I agree. I thought the killings were inventive and brutal. Yeah. When Wes gets stabbed through the neck.
Oh, man.
That was crazy. The way the mom gets stabbed in broad daylight right outside the house.
Even the way Sam kills Richie at the end, she cuts his throat. That was pretty sick.
The way Sam kills Richie. And also, too, with the way that the what do you call it? Stu's nephew. Not Stu. Yeah, Stu's nephew.
Yeah.
Gets killed in the parking lot. Just really quick. It was great.
I, unlike you guys, enjoyed the whole Billy Loomis tie back. I thought that, having him, because I was okay with them not showing Nev Campbell the whole entire time.
Okay.
She was always the face of every single Scream movie. If you think about it, you have other characters that took the foreground, took the background, come to the foreground, like Gale and Dewey.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. No, I honestly, I do agree with you to that point. I do. I'm not saying that I needed Sidney to be the main character, or or steal the show, or whatever. I wouldn't have minded a little bit more from her.
Right.
Maybe even a little more from a little bit more. I'm not saying that you needed to see him. Obviously, Mark was mentioned, right? Mark Kincaid, the guy all the way from Scream 2, right? I'm pretty sure he was the one that was in Scream 2, the detective that was signed to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they eventually get married. So that was a little Easter egg because where's Mark? Mark hasn't been in the movie since. So, or maybe he was in part 3. I think he was in bed with her in the beginning of part 3.
Maybe he was, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Either way. So we haven't heard from him in at least 20-some years. So it was nice that it was a nod, but I wouldn't have minded seeing Mark or whatever. But to go back to what you said of how this movie kept making you think, there was a part where I thought Tara was in on it. I was like, wait a minute, did the sister try to kill her own sister?
Yeah. At one point, yeah.
I was like, holy shit. But then when you come to find out that she actually told her to run. I forgot what she did. She thought that she was tied up, but she wasn't. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then she came in and helped. But yeah, that was really good. Yeah. It wasn't that I didn't like the Billy Loomis tie-in.
I thought it was kind of. I
didn't need to see him as many times as we did. That's all.
Well, I think she's suffering from like a PTSD, if you think about it, because she, so I thought it was like kind of a clever tie-in, if you think about it, where it's like she sees him because of this PTSD that she's suffering, and bloodline lineage is going to make her. She's trying to fight the fact that she thinks that she's going to be a serial killer. She's going to be bad. Yeah. So bloodline lineage tie-in at the end of the movie is I am going to be bad. My, this bloodline lineage tie-in is going to make me.
So do you think she's going to be, do you make her a killer in part 6?
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You could do a lot of things with this now. So the creativity there, I saw a lot happening.
But the part where they show him in the car when she's looking at him in the back seat, it almost looked fake, like it wasn't even him.
Well, because it's the age. It was the technology.
Exactly. Yeah.
I didn't think it looked that bad. It wasn't necessarily the way it looked. I was just like, all right, it's there. Yeah. It is what it is. But what do you think what do you think? Do you think any of these characters are tied into part 6?
Possibly. Yeah.
Well, obviously Sam, and obviously we're going to see Sidney. I'm sure we'll see Sidney and Gale again.
Okay, yeah. Any other good thing that was? Not that I needed Dewey to die. I think Dewey's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, obviously, he's definitely one of the best characters.
But it did make you see that the stakes were raised. They're not exempt. They're not whatever. We thought Dewey was fucking killed in the first one. And then. I think Sidney's probably the only one, but how great would it be if Sidney actually meets her demise in the final?
That's what I'm saying. It made me.
I can see that happening.
Was so held back from this one.
Yeah,
she's not exempt either.
Yeah, no.
Well, for the part when she says almost at the end of the movie, she goes, "Oh, well, I always survive." That pretty much tells me the next one you're not going to survive.
Yeah. Or at least Gale is going to make it. Not going to make it. I don't think if they are really, I don't really know who's going to be in it. Yeah. I'm assuming they're going to be returning for it. I don't know if, right now it's only Sidney and Gale left, right? From the original.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do either of them make it or do both of them not make it? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, again, I would say this movie's probably about like a 7 out of 10. I don't think it, you know what I mean? It, again, like you said, Kitty, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. But for the most part, and I didn't watch any spoiler reviews or anything like that, but they were giving it good reviews. And I was like, okay, all right. And now I see why. It's because of the story that we were given, the characters that are in it, old. And then I do like the introduction of the newer characters. I felt something for Tara. Yeah. I like Mikey Madison. I was telling James, Mikey Madison played a psychotic killer in
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
She played Sadie. Yeah.
So what?
She played Sadie.
Sadie. Yeah. So really quick, Mr. E. Since Dewey is dead, I guess those theories of him being a killer is buried for good. Yeah. Definitely. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would have been a twist, right? But I didn't see them doing that. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we missed? Anything else? I can't think of anything else. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I enjoyed it. So, James, what would you give it?
I give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
All right, so you're not that far behind from a 7. Wasn't that bad. Kitty, what'd you think? As far as...
I'd probably give it like a 7.8.
All right. Not bad. Yeah, guys, and I mean, if you haven't seen it already, I don't know why you're watching a spoiler discussion on it. Pretty much told you Dewey's dead. Sidney's going to be the killer next time. But yeah, no, I did really appreciate the way the fans basically took control of what was going on in the franchise that they loved and respected. And they said, you know what? Fuck this. I don't like what they're giving us. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna retell my own story, kill everybody the way I think Stab should be done, and then have them make a movie or write a story based on that. Mr. E said the same thing as I did. 7 out of 10. Yeah, and that's where I would put it.
Yeah.
You know, not
I think for a horror. I mean, this is like a completely different category. For a horror genre, I'd probably throw it in a 7.8. If I'm classifying it like movies, I'd probably throw it where you throw it.
I mean, I definitely thought it was better than Antlers. I don't know if Kitty, I don't know if you've seen Antlers.
I have. I enjoyed Antlers.
It was all right.
My mom liked it too. I was like,
it was all right. Look, Antlers is obviously a different movie from this. 2 different types of films, right? There was a lot of, it was more of an allegory than it was anything, right?
Yeah.
But for me, that's a no for me, dog. I just wasn't into it. This, and again, the familiarity of these characters, the Scream as a franchise, as an IP. So that's why I was a little bit more hooked. Yeah. You know, if this was the first of its kind, it would have been okay, you know. Yeah. But this is a franchise that I love. You know, I've loved it since 1996.
That's what kept me interested. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. All right, I can't wait. I think they say Scream 6 is due out next March, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was March. I know it's 2023.
I think I read that too. March.
Right? Yeah. March? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we got about a year before the next one comes out. So let's see what they do.
Banging them out.
That's it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But all right, guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to talk about this movie. I'm glad that we all saw it. Most of us more than once, right? Yep. I know I watched it twice.
I've only seen it once.
Okay. James?
Twice.
Yeah. So Mr. E enjoyed it. 7 out of 10. And that's it. I do want to thank Mr. E for joining in on the chat. Again, live chats and comments and questions and whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say, obviously always makes the streams better and more engaging. Hope everybody has a good Saturday. Enjoy your Saturday night.
Yes, Everly-body.
Everly-body. The Everly. I hope the Everly brothers have a really good weekend. Are they dead? Are the Everly brothers alive?
No, they're deadly.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see everybody really soon. Guys, have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. E. Bye.